Hi everyone, welcome back to Alice and the Giant Bookshelf. My name's Alice and this is Harry, and today we're going to be doing the J tag. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name's Alice and I have way too many books, and if we see a cat again, that is Harry, my cat, who likes to be in control of the channel. Today I'm still catching up on tags, and as it is a Tuesday it's pretty much compulsory on Booktube, so I've still got a couple of tags to do from my backlog, and today is going to be the J tag. The J tag was invented by Jim at Jim's Books, Reading and Stuff, and if you haven't seen Jim's channel, he is working his way through a whole alphabet of tags, and they are great fun to watch if you would like to go over there. I will add Jim's video of the J tag in the description box down below, along with all the prompts, so that you can join in if you would like to. I'm not going to tag anyone specific in this one because this tag has actually been around for a little while, but if you are watching and you haven't done the J tag and you would like to, feel free to be tagged. So before we get into the tag today, I do have one other thing to talk about, and that was the results of the Booktube Spin. If you watched my video on the Booktube Spin, you will know that you had to pick a list of 20 books, and Rick McDonnell, whose channel I'll link down below, spins the wheel and tells us which number books to read. So the numbers that came up were number 8, and I wasn't too pleased about number 8, was I, Harry? Number 8 was probably the book I least wanted to read on the list, which was left over from my June TBR, I think it was, or maybe my August TBR. I think it was August. This was left over from my August TBR, and it is the book The A to Z of Everything by Debbie Johnson, and that was number 8, so I will be reading that in November. We do have all of October, November and December to read the books from the Booktube Spin, but I'm planning to put them on my November TBR. So this was the first pick. Rick then did another spin, which was lucky because I got a book that I really wanted to read, which is The Day of the Triffids by John Wyndham. This was book number 5 and it came out second in the spin, so I'm also going to read this in November. So that's the Booktube Spin. Let's get into the J tag. So I was tagged by Becky at Teacup the Storyteller, and I love Becky's channel. Please do check it out if you get a chance. She makes lovely videos about films, about books, about journaling, and it's just so cozy and lovely over there on her channel. So please do go and check it out. I'll link it in the description down below. So straight into the J tag. J is for Japan. What was the last book you read by a Japanese author? I haven't actually read a book by a Japanese author for a long time, although there was one on my TBR on the Booktube Spin list. Number 20 was What I Talk About When I Talk About Running by Haruki Murakami. The last book I actually read by a Japanese author was also by Murakami, and it was The Strange Library. If you've read this book, it is a very, very strange book. I don't actually own it. It's very short as well. I very much enjoyed it, but it was weird. So I recommend that if you are looking for something really, really strange to read. It's very intriguing. The second prompt is J is for Jamaica. What was the last book you read by an author from the Caribbean? I struggled with this one because I am not really very good at reading very diversely from a lot of different countries, but I looked up authors from Jamaica, and I found that the last book I read by a Jamaican author, or an author who definitely grew up in Jamaica, was Everything Everything by Nicola Yoon. Everything Everything is a book about a girl who is allergic to everything, and as a result of this can't leave her house. And it's the interesting story of what happens when she falls in love and wants to start leaving her house and having new experiences. The third prompt is J is for Jane Austen, and J is for July. What did you read in Jane Austen July 2021? So I have made a couple of videos on this. I read Mansfield Park and I read Emma. I didn't read any books about Jane Austen because I haven't yet finished reading all of her big six. So I listened to Emma on an audiobook and I really enjoyed it. I found it absolutely hilarious. Her characters are absolutely brilliant in that one. And I read Mansfield Park in line with the read along for the month, and I made a vlog of my experiences reading that, but I really loved that one as well. Completely different to Emma, but a very enjoyable story nonetheless. I'm having to lean because Harry's sitting in front of the prompts again. See if we can move the prompts a little bit. Is that alright? J is for James Joyce. What is your favourite novel by James Joyce? Have you been brave enough to tackle Finnegan's Wake? I haven't read any books by James Joyce, and no, I haven't tackled Finnegan's Wake. If you want to let me know what I'm missing out on, please do tell me in the comments. And if you have a James Joyce book to recommend, please let me know down below which one should I try if I try a James Joyce book. Next prompt, J is for joke. Tell us a bookish joke. So my joke is, and it's a little bit bookish, the past, present and future walked into a bar. It was tense. And this is a very short tag and we're on to the final prompt already. The final prompt is J is for Jaguar. Enzo Ferrari described the Jaguar E-Type XKE as the most beautiful car in the world. What do you consider the most beautiful car in the world? My personal favourite beautiful car is the Aston Martin DB9. I will try and put a picture on the screen for you so you can admire it, or possibly the DBS. It's pretty much the same but a bit sportier, and I just think Aston Martin has made a lot of beautiful cars over the years, showcased in the Bond films of course, and very, very beautiful. And I do have a friend who, and we have a standing agreement that if we ever become rich enough, we will jointly buy an Aston Martin. So I'm looking forward to those days. I hope those days come, but it's highly doubtful at the moment. Okay, so that was the J tag, and it's been a short one today. So if you'd like to leave me the answers to any of these questions in the comments down below, please do. If not, I'll chat to you soon. Please give the video a like if you enjoyed it, and please do consider subscribing if you haven't already. And hopefully, gently, Harry. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you all again soon in another video all about books here on Alice and the Giant Bookshelf. Bye for now.